Welcome to another video. In this video, our goal is to solve problems and to find new ways of solving them. It's what the politician's job is to do. In this video, we'll be covering KIRK and Tulsi. Of course, they're wonderful leaders, but the answers they have provided in this video is lackluster and I believe truly misleading. The best way I could describe their leadership is if you went to your mother and asked her, "Hi, Mom, I have a problem with my transmission," and she tells you, "This screw will be part of your solution," and you then say, "Wow, Mom, this is the best thing ever. Thank you for helping me." Mom, Mom, Mom. It's as if they come to a problem and kick it in any amount of distance, gives them the greatest amount of, I don't know, celebration. And I think that's not the way to solve problems. The actual way to celebrate problems is when somebody gives you a problem and a complete solution to it. And these politicians have not done so. These conservatives. I'm not saying they are bad. I'm saying all good swimmers, all good athletes have bad races. What they have done in this video is just not very good. After we review the half-baked beans that they have provided, our job will be to complete the problems that they did not solve, and it will be your job to see if you like the one answer or the other one. It's what if you would have felt if you were on stage asking this question. And I truly want for you to tell me, to judge fully, or to tell me how to add to this idea so we can both grow these solutions and actually implement them into the reality. I want the problems to be solved, and these people did not provide the solutions that people need in this video. Let's jump right into it and see the first problem and their answer to it.
Everywhere I go, and admittedly fake news, but I go everywhere, I look everywhere, and I see a lot of hatred and a lot of division going on from mostly the left, admittedly, but overall it's just a lot of hatred and division going on. And so the question I really want to ask you both is, as men and women of America, as religious people, and as political figures, what inspires you to keep on going and to keep on being optimistic in a country that seems to be so full of hate and political division right now?
So the question, how do you stay optimistic? That's the problem. How do you stay optimistic when there is a problem? It's what it boils down to. How do you stay optimistic during a problem? That's the problem. I'll put it up on screen. Let's hear her answer to it.
First of all,
it's okay if I record, right?
Of course.
Thank you.
I find my hope in God and God's unconditional love for every single one of us.
Yeah.
But is that how you stay optimistic?
So no matter how dark the days may seem, and sometimes there are very dark days, and we face dark times in our future if we don't take action now and in this election. But even in those darkest of times where I find strength, where I find peace, and where I find courage to be a voice for common sense and the truth and freedom for all Americans, it comes from knowing that God's love is eternal, and that He will give me that clarity and strength to do the right thing for the right reasons.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God. So the problem was, how do you stay optimistic into this division? Or, abstractly, how do you stay optimistic in a problem? And her answer isn't in God's love. Is that truly an answer you can apply to real life to solve this problem? Could you go out in the street and let's say you have your mom is dying from cancer and she needs money. Will God's love fix it? Let's say you have to pay taxes. You don't know how to pay taxes. The IRS is coming after your ass. Are you gonna do God's love again? Is that gonna solve it? It's like I can show you again. She just pushes it in a general direction, but does not answer the question completely. And again, what ends up happening is these problems in history keep repeating and repeating and repeating, and nothing gets done. That's not the solution to the problem. She just said abstract ideas, but this will repeat again. Another man just like this will come up in a 1 year, 2 years, 2 months in another convention with the same question and the same problem because she has not provided the solution. How do you stay optimistic in negative situations? Is the answer truly God's love? Partially, but it's not applicable to real life. That's why I disagree with everything they say. It is good, just enough of the line of being good, but it's not the complete answer. Before we're going to dive into actually solving the problem and actually giving you a concrete answer which you can judge or add to it and which can be implemented, let's talk about the context why there is division in the first place. This comes down to two types of people in this world: liberals and conservatives. But what does that really mean in actuality? A liberal is a person who starts his problem solving with ideals. Let's say I want to solve end war, right? And a liberal idea would be from the heaven, would be like, yeah, let's just destroy all weapons, right? A conservative's idea will be starting the same problem from the ground. It'll be a person who's in the military and he has a whole life connected to it, and he's like, yeah, I would love the war to end. But the thing is, both people are experiencing this same problem, but they're approaching it in two different ways. A conservative would see is all between all these rules and the many steps you can take towards that solution. But that's the two types of different people. One start from the top and one start from the bottom. That's the difference. It's not that they're different people. They're two type of different people who solve problems differently. And what keeps happening over time is that we continue to have a better technology, better visions, and liberals can see a higher and higher perspective of reality. They can see how much more we can be better if we implemented the new technologies that come in and make a world a better place. And we see that the progress with the conservatives doesn't move. They're unable to move towards that ideal. And what happens is the liberals get mad at the conservatives for not moving. These free people who are able to think and detach from reality and to abstract what needs to be done are not able to, combine into a singular idea. And what happens as the idea of heaven grows higher and higher and higher, negativity increases. Liberals get more and more angry at conservatives. But what truly needs to happen is liberals and conservatives need to work on the same path. But we do not have an ideal which can both partake in to allow this to happen and have systems in place to allow the conservatives to grow in a rate that doesn't create biological tension from liberals. That's why there is division in this country. One thing I want to explain, neither are the liberals bad, neither are the conservatives. It is just two types of people. One could be imagined more as an archetype for the head. It's not very attached to the arms and the legs. It's not very grounded in reality, but that's what allows them to imagine the possible future. This is the most beautiful thing. It's the people who have no boundaries. That's what they're always gay and do the craziest things and they dress weird. It's because they destroy boundaries for that heaven. And the problem is that the head and the body is not connected. So, has this division been a conservative or a liberal problem? Who has been causing this problem? Why has there been growing tension? Is it because conservatives are not moving quick enough? Or is it because liberals are expanding the heaven too high? I believe it is a problem of the liberals, even though they are very creative and very able to provide cool ideas. Conservatives do not move if they do not see an ideal they see as reachable. Even though the tension keeps growing, the liberals have not provided an aim. that conservatives can aim towards to start closing that division quicker. The division problem comes down to a singular idea that's a chokehold of all this: aim. We as nations do not have an aim. That's we do not know what to move towards, and the conservatives don't change the rules and move towards it. And eventually, with time, what happens? Without, let's say, the liberals keep getting madder, but they do not produce the correct aim. The liberals, the tension keeps growing, and they cut off the system. And that's how societies collapse. Is that having becomes too far, and the liberals get too angry, and they just like kill everybody, and they, I think, always win. That's what happened with slavery. People are like, oh, let's imagine a future where there's no slaves. I believe liberals is always the thing that destroys the conservatives to allow themselves to rebuild because they're not doing it. So there's always two paths. The one where we just keep growing high enough where we destroy and the conservatives have to like reinvade the rules a little bit. Or we liberals actually produce an aim which allow conservatives to go towards it and which makes the most successful societies. But right now we are approaching towards the bad scenario, and with time it will happen without aim. It's 100% guaranteed. So, how do you stay optimistic in bad scenarios? It all starts with aim. In this world, the ultimate line to understand philosophy is that you either die or you adapt. It's the ideas which mark the reality which gives you optimism. It's not God's love. Love is a word that's lost in translation. No way in hell, with the problems you're dealing with, you'll be looking for the same love you are looking in a partner in the situations that require money. When you, for example, you're struggling with rent and you hear about a promotion that you'll be getting soon, you will not feel love. You will feel attraction, a positive feeling. But I can guarantee you it's not love. Love is an old definition that we lost in translation. It used to mean the positive emotion that attracts. There's two definitions to this type of God meaning. There's the love you feel for your partner, and there's the God's light. So how do you stay positive in a negative situation? By God's light. But again, you don't attract more light. That's not going to solve your problems. You can find that light in ideas. It's in ideas which are held with a God, by God's hand. Can you find the problems you're looking for? If you have a problem with rent and you can't pay bills and your mom is dying in a hospital and you can't pay taxes, your life will present itself in a plethora of positive ideas that are more and more correct. And it'll be the ultimate one who's the most positive, which is the solution to all your problems at the same time. Why? Because biologically speaking, these positive emotions go through a couple layers of functionality, which is the unconscious brain, which includes all aspects of reality, like how laws work of the universe and what are you capable of. Your positive feelings have already adjusted for all the things of reality. It is the complete version of you processing these ideas into the world and showing you the path that you need to take. The key to finding optimism is solutions, not God's love. It's ideas which are held in God's hand that will bring you optimism. You do not have optimism in bad scenarios is because you have not found the solution yet. No amount of praying is going to help you from your fire under your ass burning. No amount of things. You have to change the reality as is to produce the better optimism. And once you do find the idea that's like, between all the positive ideas, there will be a singular idea that shows you the solution to all your problems because it's a singularity, then you will feel optimism. That's how it works. What we have today in today's society is people tell you, do what you have to, not what you want. What you want is the positive ideas that will free you because they're a combination of everything that it's already accounted for. You grow up as a kid and you want to save the world from freaking world hunger. The first thing the conservatives, not conservatives, but the system and structures that are in place will tell you that's the dumbest thing in the world. How will you make money? And what happens that these wants get literally diminished, destroyed immediately, and they never get pursued. The highest version of you gets destroyed when you're right out of school. So, do you understand now a little bit better that it's through all the wants you have, and the highest one is the solution to the reality you have, because it goes through all the layers of your body that is already a complete version, a perfect version, implementing itself in a reality which allows you to find solutions. Why this kid has anxiety is because he has not looked through all of his ideas, because he's listening to wrong people but himself. And it's not God's love, it's God's light that is marked in ideas, which brings a better optimism and a better world. Does that answer the question better than saying just a random thing that you can't apply? To find optimism, find the idea that solves it. Find the idea. Find the negative. You have all the negativity in your life. You have to find an idea that's hard in all of it. That's how you solve optimism. That's how you stay happy. Is you look and you achieve and do it all over again. The best part, this is only the first, no, this is the second question. The first question was a complete joke. It wasn't even funny, so that's why I didn't include it in the video. But after this, we're going to keep diving through every single problem that they mentioned and try to find the exact solution to the problem. So I hope you stay tuned, because they do not provide the accurate answers that can be actually judged, added to, or be implemented into reality in any way. And I just want to show you that the idea I provide you can help you solve optimism, and the thing they told you cannot. And I hope you see that. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys stay tuned, because it keeps getting better. How unaccurately they provide solutions, even though they account themselves as the top leaders in that specific category, which is just really funny. And yeah, it's the best thing ever.